What does it really mean to live a good life? Nelson Mandela thought that freedom was worth 27 years of his life, and he sacrificed a quarter of his life to a greater cause. Mother Teresa sacrificed her entire life. This woman's life was about care for others, care for the good. And how could she live a good life, according to her, if other people were suffering and she wasn't doing anything to help? And yet, most people might easily answer money and power. Everybody wants to have money. Everybody wants to be powerful. Nobody wants to be penniless and powerless. But is that really the answer to what it means to live a good life? All the billions of people on the planet who live in under $2 a day, are their lives not good? Is there not anything more to the good life than money? Well, according to Aristotle, and here's where he gets interesting, he divides the good into two parts, or into two things, and defines good as a relative good and a non-relative good. So a relative good is something that we use for something else, like money. It's not good in and of itself. You can't eat it and wear it to keep warm, but you use it to get what you need. A non-relative good is something that's good in and of itself, like a lake. You don't have to use a lake for it to be good. It's good just because it's there, because it's beautiful. It doesn't have to have a function beyond just its own existence, like you, your life. Your life is protected in the Canadian Charter. The lives of all people are protected in the Canadian Charter. Whether you're a criminal, a powerful person, we deem all lives to be good and worthy. So what's the number one good we all desire? Every single person who ever lived wants to be happy, according to Aristotle. And this is the one desire that unites us all. This is the one thing that we all want. Happiness for the ancient Greeks was not a psychological state of mind. They called it eudaimonia, and that means flourishing, like a flower flourishes, self-actualizing, realizing your potential, being the best that you can be, achieving, accomplishing things. So happiness, or eudaimonia, is not so much something that you feel as it is a declaration that you make when you look back on your life or back on something and say, yes, that thing is good. For example, honor. You don't feel honorable at the moment, but you might look back on your behavior and say, yes, that was honorable behavior. Happiness for Aristotle is something that should be desired in and of itself. We choose relative goods or means to happiness, and we choose them for the sake of happiness. Happiness is therefore its own goal. For Aristotle, every single thing had a purpose, a function. A rock has a function, a plant has a function. You have a purpose. Something that functions well, we call it good. And living is functioning, and living well is functioning well. Therefore, a virtuous life, a good life, is one that is lived according to its purpose. So human excellence is when we act in accordance with our purpose. But what's our purpose? Happiness, for Aristotle, remember, or eudaimonia, is the activity of the soul. And don't think of soul in the religious sense, think of it in terms of a mind. So happiness is when our mind is in conformity or consistent or living according to the best virtues. And that's something that we can train. That's a habit that we have. And what is the nature of the soul, the nature of the human mind, and how are we different from animals? Well, an animal is non-rational. An animal is governed by its appetites and its instincts. It doesn't stop and think about things. It just acts when it has a desire. And people are rational, and we have a mind, and we can choose. We have intellectual virtues like knowledge and wisdom and understanding.